We're going to get into a twin flame reading. It's going to be for you guys that are actually talking, you're in communication. So we're going to see what's happening there. Hope you guys are going to have a lovely Mother's Day tomorrow. All right. Don't forget I have a shop online if you guys want to buy anything for your mom. I've got lots of different styles of readings, an astrology chart reading, all kinds of good stuff. Oh no, I slept with my thing on and it did that. Oh well. Hi Samina, namaste. Holy Spirit, please be here with me in this reading. Please guide me in a message for those that need to hear it the most. Those people that are in communication, the people that want to have some more insight on what their partner is feeling about them. Show us a little bit more on this twin flame journey. Show us what we need to see spiritually. What does this journey mean? Let's take a look. All right, bottom of the deck is Justice. Let me close my door real quick, guys. Okay. So Justice is coming in for the both of you twin flames, kind of bottom line, overall, underall energy between the two of you. And this to me really represents the universe, spirit, God, source, fate, destiny, whatever, which one you want to feel connected to. This is also karma, and it represents a universal law that what you do unto others will be done back unto you. How you judge, you will be judged, and what you do to one in love will be done back to you, which is great, but what you do in anger or hate or malice will be done back to you. And it reminds us to watch our tongue, which is the sword, watch our mouth. Our words can be a curse or a blessing, but your word is your wand, and what you speak cannot be undone. Just like when you use the sword, if you hurt someone, if you stab someone with a sword, you can't take it back. You can remove the sword, but there will be cuts and bleeding. And we really have to be mindful of our words. They're powerful. What you speak unto your partner, what you speak about yourself, what you speak about the journey, what you speak becomes things. Your realities, opportunities, doors, events, maybe doors closing. This blindfold represents discernment. Have you practiced discernment? A lot of people don't know how to practice this, and I feel like I have been called at some point here on this channel on my journey to help navigate my words, to help people with discernment. I have a very, very strong discernment, a very, very strong intuition. I sense things, it's crazy all the time. Things before they happen. I'll bring something up that somebody was thinking about, I have stories I could tell you, but that's intuition, that's discernment. And what this is your spiritual body, which is your aura, your energy, your vibe, your love, if you will. Okay. That extends about 6 feet from yourself. That's why, when you walk into a room somewhere that you hadn't been in, you can get a feeling, feel the vibes, if you will, quote unquote, for what kind of energy the room is in. No, I'm working.
I think you said the stove was burning.
Okay, tell him I'll be down when I'm ready to be down.
Okay.
So, where was I at with this? Okay, your vibe. So when you walk into a room, obviously you can sense, are people in a good vibration? Are they in a good, trustworthy energy, or are they not? You kind of get that feeling. Also, when you walk down like a dark alley, or you just get the sense you're being watched, that's discernment. It's your intuition. Your discernment and intuition should be on point. You should be able to know if someone's lying or telling the truth by your intuition, your discernment, and your feelings. If you feel that you are easily deceived, you need to work on your discernment. If you feel that you are gullible, naive, or you walk into situations easily without really doing your homework, it doesn't matter how old you are. Your discernment needs to be worked on. Discernment is the sword, it's the power, it's intuition, it's intelligence, it's power. And this one's on fire. It's blue fire, but it's lit, all right? Now, this Justice card says, I know exactly what the truth is. I don't have to see it. I know it. And when you think of the words, I know, it's really talking about that third eye. Is your third eye open? Think about how many things it's easy to fall into a trap. Relationships, following certain channels, certain tarot readers, following certain religions, following certain groups. We have to have that discernment. And I think right now the twin flames, overall, underall, are being tested on truth, honesty, loyalty, discernment, and intuition. When you turn on a reader on a channel, you should be able to tell right away in your heart if that person is authentic, real, really feeling the energy in the room, really feeling the energy in the cards, or are they just having fun pulling out a deck of cards, throwing them out onto the table like it's nothing, just like it's a game. That's very negative. You want to find someone that treats that as sacred. The only way the cards actually work properly is when you treat them as sacred, as a spiritual tool. These are tools. They're not just a piece of paper. They have power. And you can tap in to the universe, which is both shadow and light. You can tap into the good or the negative. You could tap into both, or you could just tap into one. I like to do both, but I have a very good discernment. Never in all my years of doing this, and I've been involved in tarot since, my kids were very little. I guess, 2008. Yeah. Since about 2008, I began this tarot journey. And never in all my years have I ever felt a dark presence, an evil presence, a haunting presence, or anything. I felt spiritual presences. You have loved ones that pass on. You have people that play games. Sometimes if you're doing cards, like a door may move or open, or a doorbell may be rung. That's not evil. A lot of people go, I know it's evil. No, it's not. That's fear. Could be your mom checking in on you. Could be your grandpa or your grandma saying, hey, I don't like what you're doing. It could just be that your power, your energy is very strong and you have a high vibration and it's causing things to react around you. It doesn't necessarily mean evil. Okay, so don't jump to conclusions. How many people do you know that jump into the cold water, jump into the hot water? We call it get on the bandwagon. Oh, we're on a twin flame journey. Let me jump on the bandwagon with the rest of everybody else. We're all on the twin flame bandwagon. Use your discernment. Research, am I a twin flame? What does that mean? How many people believe in it? Who's real, who's fake? Because let me tell you, there's many, probably, I'm going to go ahead and say the majority of what's out publicly on twin flames is fake. I'm sorry, but they are. I've talked about this about a year ago, but I'll mention it again. There's a documentary on Prime, on Netflix, talking about twin flames. Completely false. Complete hoax. It was a money scheme. And they were very young. They were in their 20s, which says a lot. They didn't have a lot of experience. They were very young and very naive. And they just wanted to get rich quick. They jumped on the twin flame bandwagon, created a YouTube, created a website. He went to school for marketing and stuff. And then they started getting a group of people brainwashed to get more money. It's a long story, but if you want to watch it, you can. And I felt bad for all those people that were drug into a cult, because that's what it was. It was a cult. He had them start taking hormone therapy to change their sex. He had them donating their time, energy, and money. He even had them live with them. He set them up as couples with the group that he had. It was very much a cult. And you know what everyone was missing in that documentary? Real psychic abilities, real discernment, real intuition. It completely lacked all of it. Hi, Sergio. And what happened? They all paid for it. They went to jail. The other people hurt their families, hurt themselves. They all suffered. And what does the Bible say? My people perish for a lack of knowledge, a lack of wisdom. And wisdom is not always in a book. Proper wisdom is seen with your psychic abilities and your intuition. Your spirit has wisdom or lacks thereof. If you are not in a place to discern, be very careful. It's like a kid getting lured by kidnappers through puppies or candy or toys. They're too naive to realize this person has a plot, a plan, and this person is evil. Children cannot tell that they're evil till it's too late. And on this twin flame journey, you will learn. There are people, unfortunately, that are not experienced enough with their psychic abilities or intuition with discernment to tell the difference between a real tarot reader and a psycho. There are people that cannot tell the difference between someone here on TV or on Facebook or YouTube, wherever, that is just playing with cards and making easy money and leading people astray, and people that this is their purpose. This is what they were created for. This is their gift. Everyone has the ability to buy tarot cards, read a book, throw them on the table, and give a message. Every single human has a brain and has the ability to learn that. Even children can learn that. It takes somebody with a special gift to intuitively communicate with your energy and the card's energy. That's a gift. We all can read, but not everyone can interpret. Not everyone can understand. It's like reading and comprehension. A lot of people can read 2,000 pages in a book, but will they ever really take the book into their soul, into their heart, and feel it? Understand where the reader is, or where the writer is at, where they're coming from, what they felt writing the story, what the characters are feeling in the story, to immerse themselves in the book. You see, that takes a gift. And many people just read books and throw it away, and they don't even remember what they read. It's neither here nor there. And I do feel that is like the tarot community. A lot of people are definitely able, but they don't make it a part of them. It's just something they do. I take tarot seriously. It's a part of your soul. It's a part of your path, your destiny. You will be judged on being honest someday. And that's what these scales are. You will be judged. You never want to lead people astray. And that's why these cards, they come with a high level of karma. You can't just say, oh, I'm sorry, please forgive me. You might be forgiven, but there's still karma. Karma is attached. When you read tarot, be aware. Because it's attached to your soul's experience. And it's a responsibility. For every person you read for, you're tapping into their energy. And you're bonded. A little piece of you is bonded. You can't just apologize and separate that. But again, it's about understanding. So anyways, on this twin flame journey, spiritually. The message that comes out, bottom of the deck, overall energy. Practice discernment. You should be able to tell truth from lies, truth from fiction. And if you watch that documentary or other channels with twin flames, you can see how fake it is. And if you for 1 second believe that that represents the twin flame community, that's like saying crazy cults that sacrifice children or make them as slaves represent the Christian community. That's like saying, well, that group does it, so you know what? Your entire community is sick and twisted. That's wrong. It's just wrong. There are some very evil people in the church. Look what happened to T.D. Jakes. Look what happened to that guy from the 700 Club. False and fake. Look what happened to Pastor Ted Haggard here in Colorado. If people saw those documentaries, excuse me, and decided, well, there goes the Christian community. They're all trash. They're all untrustworthy. They're all pieces of shit. Can't believe in it at all, ever, ever. It is just hogwash. That's very naive, and it's not using your intuition. Now the cat wants it. All right, kitty. You want to break my door down? Who is it? Happy? It's Happy. Meow. It's my Happy. My Happy cat wanted in, didn't you, Hap? And Cadence. All right. So anyways, I'm just using that as an example. If you're watching me or following this twin flame journey, you may not be on the twin flame journey, and that's okay. Thank God I have never been one of those readers that says everybody's on a twin flame journey. All of you. You and you and you and you and the next person, we're all on the twin flame journey. That's fake, and I would never be caught doing it. I've always told people, all my years of doing this since I started, the reason I got into this YouTube channel in the first place was because there was so many fakes. And I knew about this journey. Anything's possible with God, you know that. Why wouldn't there be a twin flame journey? And if you want to know what is the twin flame journey, I have a whole playlist on twin flame videos here on YouTube. Just go click that and you'll see the title Twin Flames. I have lots of videos I saved, special videos, where I go really in depth about twin flames, and you're welcome to watch those at your leisure and just see how you feel about the twin flame journey. But the twin flame journey is very, very rare. Everybody does not have a twin flame. And the people that do, you only get one. You don't get to say it was a false twin. That's a fake statement. A lot of people say false twins. That's not real. There's a lot of card decks out there that claim false twins. There's a lot of popular channels that speak on false twins. But I was especially surprised to see card decks with false twins. Like one of them is the Island Tarot. They have that on there, and I was surprised. Stop playing around with my door, guys. Anyways, moving on. There is no false. You only get one. Okay, these cats are a menace. Hang on, guys. These cats keep playing with the bottom of the door in and out. And I'm trying to keep the door closed because it's loud downstairs. So excuse me, it's annoying. So sorry for that interruption. You only get one. You're never going to be tricked. You're never going to be told in your spirit, in your intuition, that you have a twin flame. And then you find out 5, 6, 8 years later, it was false. It wasn't real. What could happen is you wanted to believe you had a twin, but you really didn't. And then later you find out with your intuition that it wasn't. Don't be embarrassed. It happens. It doesn't make it a false twin. It just means you wanted something really bad and you wanted to believe it. But it doesn't put the community down. It doesn't make the community fake. It just means you're not in that energy, and that's okay. It doesn't make the person you were with a trickster or a false flag, okay? But when you do know that you have a twin flame, you will know it in your spirit. You will sense it in your body. There will be signs, of course, but your intuition is the most predominant message that you have a twin flame. It's the most predominant. It won't let you get away from that feeling that it is. It's not a knowing, it's just an acceptance, a truth. It's like when you know something is the truth, you can't deny it. Your body can't even deny it. When you try to tell a lie, your body gives signs that you're lying. Sweaty palms, or your eyes look away. You know, your body's like, we cannot tell a lie. It's not true. The same thing with the twin flame journey. Your spirit, your intuition will not make you feel comfortable with a lie. So your intuition will let you know when you're resonating because it feels so at place. It feels like a breath of fresh air. It feels like, oh, I found my home. I found it. And you know. Okay. I have a lot of ways you could find if you're on the twin flame journey. If you want to watch any of those videos, you can. I go into detail about different kinds of signs. Okay. But it will be a knowing with your intuition. And yes, you can try to see it in the cards, but it's not guaranteed to see a twin flame journey in the cards. But I will say, I've discovered with lots of research with astrology that I can kind of tell, basically, if you're on a twin flame journey based on astrology. I haven't exactly perfected it, but I feel very confident with at least 80% of what I know that I can pinpoint what I would feel would be a very strong sign of someone on a twin flame journey astrologically. It is written in the stars. Now, there's a lot of people that are believers that don't want to believe in astrology. That's their choice. A lot of people jump on the Christian bandwagon or the Muslim bandwagon. I'm sorry, not Muslim, Islamic bandwagon, that those teachings are evil. But you know who said that? Men. God didn't say that. Men wrote those words in the Bible. And a lot of them were later admitting how they were wrong with their judgments. But anyways, that's a story for another day. The church wanted to instill that. Not following what they would call fortune tellers, tarot, and astrology came much later in the Bible, not during Jesus's teachings and not before Jesus's teachings, but after, much later in the buildings of the church, because they didn't want anyone to believe in anything else but what they were preaching. So it was a level of control. Even though finding Jesus and his birth was astrologically seen by the three wise men who were astrologers. Even though all the works of the disciples and Jesus were psychic and healers, they don't want to talk about Bruno. The rules came later, and actually the Catholic Church had a big say in fortune telling, and it was seen in the book of Maccabees in the Bible. And it just kind of stuck with preachers and pastors throughout the centuries. It is not literally written by God's word that you shouldn't be doing this. That is a cult situation, I feel. It is a believer situation, and it's where people believe their shepherd blindly without asking questions. And it goes to the old saying, if your friends were going to jump off a bridge, are you going to jump off a bridge? Do your research. Find out how the Bible was written. Find out what books were taken out of the Bible. Find out about the original scrolls of the Bible, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Find out about the angels, the watchers. Read those stories. Read the Emerald Tablets, which was written by Thoth, which was also coinciding with Jesus's teachings almost on a apples-to-apples basis. Many believed that Thoth was Jesus. There's so many signs. There's so many teachings. You can't just believe just one. But these are going to be the testings that are going to come up under fire for the twin flames. And what is your discernment, and how blindly are you willing to follow a flock over the cliff? You need to use your discernment. And when you see your friends and family and loved ones going over a cliff following the same cult, are you going to say something or not? You got to be aware. You got to be blindfolded, and you got to be wise enough when you're blindfolded to not see the evidence and not hear it, but feel it. That's how you know when somebody's real and someone is not. You cannot just go believing, oh, I saw this, it was terrible. I saw that, it was terrible. I heard this, it was true. I went over here and I was told this and I believed it. Where's your intuition? If someone sells you a cupcake on the street and says it's a cookie, are you going to believe them? Oh, well, they said it's a cookie, so, or they said it's a cupcake, so, or, vice versa. Oh, and it's probably from grandma's kitchen because they said so. No, you're buying it on the street. It's not from grandma's kitchen, and it's not a freaking cupcake, okay? It's not. And if you're going to sit there and believe what someone tells you, you're naive, and you're not following your intuition. We teach our children all the time to not listen to strangers, to be wary, to trust their gut feeling, to trust their intuition. But you know how many adults that are in their 50s or 60s that don't even follow their intuition? They're still listening to young people. They're still following TV. They're still following programming. It's scary. Use your intuition. On this twin flame journey, are you a twin? Are you not? What does that mean? Who's using the word twin flame and taking advantage of it? And who's not? And what does the twin flame mean? You have to understand what that means. You can't just So many people believe twin flames mean true love, soulmates, destined partners. So many people believe that. They think it is a gussied up word for soulmates. It's not. Twin flames have actually been spoken about since, I want to say it was the 50s or the 60s. There were people speaking about this a long time ago. Spiritual, new age kind of people. Astrologers, astronomers. Originally, it came out from astrology, from astronomy, from horoscopes, from things like that. People in those days that were researching those kind of connections. And I don't think they did a whole depth of research because it was fairly a new point of view. But really what it is, and it's being able to see astrologically, is karma between two people. And they are tied because it is seen like a twin star, like twins in the womb, that this one soul, and if you can imagine a soul as a spark of light, a little spark of light, the energy of life, a soul splitting like a cell, splitting into two, hovering around each other in the universe like an atom split into two. Okay, a little white light, the spark of life, the spark of the soul, split into two, looking at each other, vibrating with each other. Still the same soul, it's split into two. Now that soul is going to have a different experience. It's still connected. They have psychic vibes together like tentacles. They have what you feel, I feel. When you're going through something, I'm going through something. There's a mirroring with that little light being split, that soul. And then you spiritually go under an agreement with your path for your soul on experiencing something very special and very different, where you get to learn from yourself. Get to learn from yourself. You get to teach yourself. You get to see flaws in you that you probably wouldn't see any other way because no one knows you better than you. So your soul splits and you come down into a body. You reincarnate. You're born. And part of your soul resonates in that person and that DNA and those karmas and those experiences. And then your other part of your soul doesn't have to come down at the same time. It can come down whenever, before, after, whatever. They go down into another being. And what happens is it's like magnets. They will always attract. They'll search for one another throughout the world. You could be in different countries, different states, but you'll find each other. And that magnet is always pulling. And it's destiny, it's fate. And it's always pulling you guys in closer together. And then when you meet that twin,